Kalala Malak Yahweh, Wa Yahushai, Bahashem, Rahak, Wadash. Double honors to the elders of GMS Ruel, blessings unto those men, and blessings and salutations to the Akim out there in truth, pushing his word in all sincerity and in honesty. With that being said, Shalom Israel, Barakatah. Today's lesson, the so-called blacks come in different skin tones. Now, we do not like saying that word black because it's different shades of brown. But for your edification, we say so-called black or Negro because that's what you find today upon these pages of the internet. They're being addressed as so-called blacks or Negroes. So when it comes to the topic of so-called blacks or Negroes, not all are dark-skinned individuals. When it comes to the nation of Israel, which consists of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, they are not all going to be dark-skinned, melanated individuals. And to think otherwise is to err in not knowing the scriptures. There are also white-skinned Israelites. It is the seed of a man that determines the race of a child, regardless of his or her outer appearance. And a perfect example of that is Wentworth Earl Miller III. You may know him as Michael Scofield in the Fox series Prison Break and as Captain Cold from the Legends of Tomorrow television series. This man is an Israelite because he himself goes on to say, Miller said in 2003 that his father is black and his mother is white. His father is of African American, Jamaican, German, and English ancestry. But if he said his father is black, that excludes the German and English ancestry. And his mother is of Russian, Swedish, French, Dutch, Syrian, and Lebanese ancestry. And by him claiming that his father is a so-called black man, that makes him an Israelite from either the head tribe of Judah, because he says African American, or from the tribe of Benjamin, which are the so-called Jamaicans. And when it comes to the lineage and bloodline of an individual, it is the seed of a man that determines the race of the child, regardless of his or her outer appearance. And the scripture of Numbers 1:18 in the Bible bears witness of that. Numbers 1:18, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls. You see? And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers. Not the mothers, the fathers. Meaning that the lineage is determined by the seed of the father, by their seed lineage. There is no such thing as a mixed race, since he added all that stuff up in there. And the definition of pedigree, as you can clearly see here, means the recorded ancestry, especially upper class ancestry, of a person or family. And when it comes to so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, you are the true 12 tribes of Israel and that upper class ancestry. When it comes to the true Israelites, they are very talented in all fields. Singing, sports, you name it. Acting, especially when it comes to the so-called Negroes. When it comes to the true Israelites, they are above all nations. They are the special chosen people of the Lord. Yahweh wa Yahushai, according to the scriptures of Deuteronomy 7 and 6 and 1 Chronicles 17 and 21. And unto the Israelite seed were the promises given. He has not done so with any other nation. When it comes to true Israel, they are very talented. Look at Derek Jeter, for instance, another Israelite man known for his renowned skills. Also, Wentworth Earl Miller III, he is known as an actor of renowned skills. This is what the scripture of Genesis 6 and 4 spoke about and referred to when it said that there were giants in the earth in those days, men of renown. Now, the reason I'm bringing this out is because a lot of people believe that a rebel sect of angels in a descent to earth had sexual intercourse with the human females, as you can clearly see here. This is why I highlight these things. And this is nonsense. First of all, the angels of the Lord do not have sex, because that is a glory of the terrestrial body and not of the celestial body. The scripture of Matthew 22 and 30 does say, for in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of the Most High in heaven. Nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of the Most High in heaven. Matthew 22 and 30, for in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of the Most High in heaven. There you have it. The angels of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushai, do not have sex, because that is a glory of the terrestrial body and not of the celestial body. Terrestrial relates to the earth or its inhabitants, and marriage is sex and is a glory of the terrestrial body. Mary and Joseph, they had sex. Plain and simple. But there will be many marriages in the righteous kingdom that's to be established here on earth. But upon reading this Wikipedia article, many believe that a rebel sect of angels came down from heaven to have sex with the fair, beautiful women of the nations, and thus produce a race of giants called the Nephilims. And when it comes to the book of Enoch and the book of Jasher, which is revised today, Edomites put that together to confuse you with its nonsense. The people truly believe that the Nephilim were the offspring of a rebel sect of angels and of the daughters of men before the deluge. They truly believe that their offspring produced a race of giants called the Nephilims. This is nonsense. That is not what Genesis chapter 6 speaks of. You know what? Let's go right over to that scripture of Genesis 6 and 4. Genesis 6 and 4. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of the Most High came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. And this is a key scripture that gives you clarity that it was not a race of rebel angels that came down from heaven and had sex with the fair, beautiful women of the earth and produced a race of giant offspring. No. This way of thinking is total nonsense and a false earthly philosophy conjured up by man's own understanding. And you know what the scriptures say? The scripture of Proverbs 3 and 5 has said, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thine own understanding. The sons of God speaks about the true Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelite foreigners of the same lineage and bloodline. The sons of God represents those Israelite men of renown in the flesh. The Israelites are those giant men of renowned skills, champions like Derek Jeter and other Israelites. And when it comes to Derek Jeter and Wentworth Earl Miller III, their Israelite fathers married the so-called white women of the other nations. That's why I give you these examples. And I go out of my way to make these extra things on Photoshop for your edification. When it comes to Derek Jeter and Wentworth Earl Miller III, their Israelite fathers married the so-called white women of the other nations. This is what it's meant by those children becoming mighty men which were of old, men of renown, meaning men of renowned skills, champions. The Israelites are those giant men of renowned skills, champions, like Derek Jeter and other Israelites. Renowned skills of acting, like Wentworth Earl Miller III. And when it comes to Derek Jeter and Wentworth Earl Miller III, their Israelite fathers married the so-called white women of the other nations. This is what it's meant by those children becoming mighty men which were of old, men of renown. Those men are the men of renown, men of renowned skills, champions. But with that being said, Kaulallah Malak Yahweh, Wa Yahushai Bahashem, Raha, Kodash, and double honors to the elders of GMS Ruwell, blessings on to those men, and blessings and salutations to the Akim out there in truth, pushing his word in all sincerity and in honesty. With that being said, Shalom Israel, Barakatah.